Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Thursday, February 9th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. You can watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. We're going to take a quick look now at news, sports, and weather on this Thursday. Let's start with the Weather Underground forecast for today. Partly cloudy skies, going to see a high of around 50 degrees, a low of 31. A 0% chance of rain. It's going to warm up toward the weekend. The 3-day outlook: Friday, clear skies, high of 65, low of 51, 0% chance of rain. Saturday, got some rain possible, high of 70, low of 61. The chance of rain is 40%. Sunday, again, could get some rain, high of 76, low of 50, and again, a 40% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Thursday. Efforts to remove civil service protection for state employees hit a surprising snag on Wednesday. The House supported the proposal last week by a 62 to 57 margin. It would take state employees out from under Personnel Board guidelines that ensure they cannot be fired for political reasons. The bill was held on a motion to reconsider that must be disposed of before it can be transferred to the Senate for consideration. And on Wednesday, members of the House refused to dispose of that motion by a 61 to 59 margin. The leadership has until Monday to table the motion, or the bill will die. Now, a few members of the Republican majority joined the Democratic minority to keep the bill in the House. About 30,000 state employees have Personnel Board protection. Now, each agency has some employees who work at the will and pleasure of the political leadership, but most workers have Personnel Board protection. House Appropriations Chair John Reed argued that removing the civil service protection might in reality prevent agency directors from having to dismiss employees, noting more agency cuts are coming. Representative Steve Holland said the legislation would give the governor ultimate authority to fire thousands of state employees. A local adoption agency is inching closer to offering Chinese adoptions. New Beginnings Adoption and Family Services, located in Tupelo, has launched a website promoting the service. It's called NB Promise Kids and can be found at nbpromisekids.org. The site is dedicated to ensuring that every child in China awaiting adoption has the best chance possible to find a loving and forever family. New Beginnings hopes to have the children eligible for adoption in June. The ministry was already licensed to adopt internationally in Poland and Taiwan. NB Promise Kids can finalize an adoption from China from start to finish. New Beginnings created partnerships with 2 orphanages in the Hunan province in September of 2016. In October, a team of pediatricians, physical therapists, and photographers visited the orphanages to evaluate the children and give prospective parents a diagnosis and prognosis for families who are considering adopting. Promise Kids website gives families interested in adopting a child from the 2 orphanages a short biography of the children available. While the group doesn't want to give unlimited access to the kids to everyone, prospective adoptive families can scroll through pictures and brief information on the children. The Nettleton School District hopes to save money through energy-efficient equipment and use it to meet the district's infrastructure needs. The initiative is part of a public-private partnership between Nettleton Schools and Schneider Electric. With the help of Schneider Electric, the district plans to upgrade its facilities with energy-efficient utilities, lighting, and other improvements. Nettleton Superintendent Michael Cates said savings from the project will help the district pay for much-needed facility upgrades without increasing taxes. The district expects to recover $1.9 million in energy savings through the life of the project. It will cut the district's energy consumption by 25%. Renovations will include low-flow water fixtures, a smart irrigation system, emergency-efficient LED lighting, and new HVAC units, along with other improvements. Preliminary work will begin later this month, and construction is scheduled to start around March the 1st. And in sports, Ole Miss again has a vacancy to fill on its football staff. Trey Scott, who was announced January 1st as the Rebels defensive line coach, left for another job Wednesday. He will reportedly be the defensive line coach at Georgia, which just lost Tracy Rocker at that position. And the Scott's hire was one of 5 that Ole Miss coach Hugh Freeze had to make this offseason. Freeze said Wednesday that he wants coaches who are, quote, 100% committed to winning championships at Ole Miss. Scott had coached previously under Freeze in 2012 as a graduate assistant. He worked at North Carolina for 2 seasons before taking the Ole Miss job last month. Defense is where Freeze is looking to make major improvements. The Rebels ranked number 100 in scoring defense and number 111 in total defense last season. That's it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. We do want to remind you to check out a couple of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal. The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi, with myself and W. Derek Russell, 2 days a week, every Wednesday and Friday. You can find it in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. Be sure to check out Wednesday's episode. We had Caleb Badillion to come on and talk about the state flag issue. Michaela Morris talked about her story about Care Flight celebrating 30 years in Tupelo, and Thomas Wells discussed his In Focus photo essay. Also, check out Prep Rally, a high school sports podcast with myself, Blake Morgan, and Gene Phelps. New episodes every Wednesday. You can find them in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at preprally.djournal.com. And on Wednesday's episode, we look back at Oxford's state soccer championship win and also division tournaments coming up next week in basketball. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal and at djournal.com. We're on Twitter at djournalnow. Like our Facebook page as well. That's it for this Thursday. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.